Hello, I'm SilverWoods from SilverWoods Waste Management, and we're here outside Hangar 25 at Silverth in Cumbria to show you around the first in-vessel composting facility of its type in the county. As the facilities a fully animal byproduct compliant facility, by its very nature we've got to keep the levels of disinfectant to a really quite high standard. So upon entry to the site we've got this foot bath which contains the animal health approved disinfectant. So we always need to ensure that the feet are well and truly covered in the disinfectant upon entry on each occasion. Well, here we are inside Hangar 25, which is licensed to treat organic fines coded as 19-12-12 as they come into the facility. The fines are produced from an MBT plant not too far from here, and I'd just like to show you the quality of them, what we're actually receiving. We've got an 8mm by 8mm screen here. The fines have already been pre-screened as part of the MBT process down to that 8mm size. And it is on this material which we're composting through this IVC system. I mean, the main purpose of today is ultimately to show you the actual quality of the fines coming in. This is in the reception area of what's called the dirty contaminated fines. Because this material contains category 3 animal byproducts, we need to treat it to in an ABPR compliant system. Basically, that means that we've got to trigger 60 degrees for 48 hours on a 2-batch system. And what we've got is a series of 8 tunnels which we've introduced, 4 down one side and a mirror image basically down the right hand side. So we've got tunnels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So once we've loaded tunnel number 1 up, we roll the sheet over so it's a fully enclosed system. And obviously we've put the temperature probes in. There's a fan system at the back which we'll show you in just a moment or two. But importantly, there's a wireless system in place which transmits the temperatures from inside tunnel number 1 into the computer system. That computer is actually linked to our office down in Lancashire, and we are monitoring the temperatures, and once it's triggered 60 degrees through a formal computerised system, we can then take it into the next batch, which will be into tunnel number 5. We are at the back of tunnel number 5. Basically, I just wanted to show you the aeration system because it is an in-vessel composting facility, and by its very nature we need to keep the material within the tunnel aerobic. So we've got a series of fans at the back of each tunnel. This is one of them, of course, and what we do is we actually blow in the air through the actual massive material, and that goes through a series of channels. There's one here, there's one in the middle, and there's one at the far end, and basically the air is blown through this facility down here, down the pipe, through the channel and into the actual massive fines. And what that does is that keeps the whole process aerobic and allows that biological activity to take place to get it up to the 60 degrees. Now, we're not allowed to add any for external heat source or anything like that. It's just got to get there to temperature on its own. So it's a relatively simplistic process. Sometimes when we put the fans on, it can almost have a cooling effect, so we monitor that all the time with the wireless system we've got in place with the temperature readings going into the computer. So when we've loaded the batch up, it just needs possibly 1 to 3 hours of the fan being on to get to that temperature, and then we can knock them off and let it do its thing. So as I say, relatively simplistic. What we've got here, you can see the temperature probes all coming through into this system, into this box, which sends through the transmitter to the computer, which is monitoring and recording every single temperature through the 8 probes every 15 seconds. So that's stored on a cloud-based system, so we always have a guaranteed set of or a data set recording all the temperatures throughout this 2-batch system. Once it's gone through the same process, 60 degrees again for 48 hours, we can then take it into what's called the clean area or the maturation area, which is just over this wall. Now then, this area here is what's called the dirty area. And we've got a designated machine which works solely in this particular area. Once it's been processed and composted, we can then take the material and tip it over into this maturation area, which allows it to stockpile in there for probably about 2 to 3 months, in fact, allowing it to stabilise and mature, because we've got to get the stability in place to ensure that it's suitable and fit for purpose for the restoration site. To obtain the bespoke permit which we operate under with the Environment Agency to treat the fines in a biological manner, we've got to have an air filtration system. And what we've done is we've introduced a biofilter, which you can see, which extracts the odorous air from the facility itself, which allows the building to be run under negative pressure. So once the doors are shut, the fan's on, it extracts that odorous air, goes through the biofilter, and that obviously controls the bioaerosols as well, for that matter. So it's a fully enclosed system, and it seems to work really quite well.